Hi. Hi. How are you? Have you been properly fed? Have you been taken care of so far? All right. How many have had at least one cookie? So come on now. You're blood donors for crying out loud. I know you. I know better. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Michael Waite. I do the I currently do the morning show along with Tessie Michelli on WJBR. But for about 7.5 years, I was here as the Director of Marketing and Community Relations and also the fundraising chief for the blood bank. So it's nice to be back. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for coming here and thank you for attending our Summer Blood Drive launch. I want to recognize a few folks, obviously, that are here. Our Senior Executive Director, BBD Senior Executive Director, Rick Thomas. Rick, stand up, think about it. There he is. Good. When I call your name, go hi. That's good. Thank you. Much of the leadership team is here as well. We also have with us, well, not here yet, but soon, from Constituent Services Office of Senator Tom Carver, John Gentili should be here. He's based in Wilmington. And of course, a great lineup of speakers that will be introducing to you shortly. There's also some representatives from Newcastle County government. Vicki and Marzana, where are you guys at? Right there they are, right there. Who have helped with a number of the different drives that we've had in Newcastle County and Newcastle County government over the years. So thank you for being here as well. All right, since you have nothing in your hands, you're going to be able to applause. Let me see a show of hands right now. How many blood donors do we have in the room? Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. Like to see all the hands go up, but it's see, the issue is because now we're preaching to the choir. But aside from just preaching to the choir, we need to preach to you because obviously there's something that inspires you to come and donate on a regular basis. You need to communicate that to the people around you, friends, neighbors, co-workers, whoever they are, to make sure that they know why it's so important for you to donate, why you feel it's important to donate in this community, and why you feel it's important for them to donate as well. John Nan is here. John has probably donated more platelets than anybody on the planet Earth. And we'll talk a little bit about what he does. But John always likes to say, try it, you'll like it. You know? Somebody told me a long time ago, nobody really likes to give blood. True, it's true, but they do, because they know what good it does. They know the kinds of things that are the byproduct of that gift. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, and you're going to meet a couple of people who actually have benefited from that gift of life that you give on a regular basis. So thank you for being here, and thank you. This will give us a great start and a great push start to get the Summer Blood Drive on the way. You know, every time this year we do this Summer Blood Drive, the sole purpose ensuring that we keep all 19 hospitals in the Delmarva Peninsula stocked with this life-saving blood. That's going to be the mission from now until September 11th, when we'll close the Summer Blood Drive with drives at Dover Downs Hotel and Casino and the University of Delaware at the same time. And the number one reason that this particular drive is so important each year is that we need to make up for the high schools and the college blood drives that we can't take advantage of during that time because they're not in school. And guess what? You can't find them anyway. So it's not like we just round them up and say, come on down. No. When we capture them at school, it's a wonderful thing and it works out great, but we have almost 25% of our blood volume to make up for it during the summer, and that's why we come out to the community and of course corporations and all that other, and the businesses, and the civic groups and whatever, anybody who will say yes. If you belong to any kind of volunteer organization, you'll know that if you say yes, you'll get called again, and again, and again. Because, you know what, I said yes, I'll do it. So that's what we need from you now to go out and spread this message to a lot of other people. We do have a fantastic lineup of people, hopefully to inspire us, and I say yes because I'm a card-carrying member of this blood bank, you know, and even though because of some medical issues right now, I can't donate, I know that it's important to encourage the people around me to donate, because at some point in time, they may need it, I may need it, you may need it, neighbor may need it. You don't know, and we don't know what's going to happen from one minute to the next as far as our lives go. And there's going to be a time maybe in that emergency that you're going to need blood. And if we don't have that bank of donors that are consistently coming in and donating blood, the outcome's not going to be good, folks. So that's why it's so important to continue to give that message. First off, we got the local actor, Tim Carr. Now, Tim also happens to be a platelet donor. Tim's generously allowed us to use his handsome face in a number of ads targeted toward increasing platelet donors, and outside of BDD, we've enjoyed seeing him in movies like Rocky Balboa, Killer Instinct, and 13th Grade, not to mention TV shows like All My Children, Law and Order, and Franklin Street Station, plus several commercials. To us here at BDD, he's the biggest star around, as he consistently saves lives by donating platelets and spreads the word on his much followed social media channels. So Tim, could we have you come up for a moment and say something? Thank you.
Give it up for Michael Wade, please. He's a radio legend. And let me just tell you, I started off in radio. And when Michael was talking right now, I realized like he's a legend and I'm not. Because he's got the great voice, he's also got the temperament. Where I was like, hey, it's a driving five. And nobody wants to hear that ever. This is why he's still blessing our radio waves after 30 years and I'm not. So thank you for having me. I am the guy on the ad, the one that kind of looks like this. But I'm not bragging about it. There's something funny that happened a couple weeks ago. I was in here donating platelets, and I tried to get in here early. And somebody came over to me. And maybe I wasn't looking at my best. We all have those days. And they said, hey, you look like the guy on the ad. You're not very smiley, though. And I was like, what are you going to do? So I just wanted to talk about why I donate. I've always tried to donate blood as far back as I can remember. It did kind of start selfishly, to be completely honest, because when I would come to blood drives, it was normally for my sports teams. So they would give me a jersey or something or free tickets. So a lot of it was, you know, a little selfish at first. But I realized what I was doing wasn't a big time commitment, but it did make a difference. And you know, the free sports tickets helped. But then, around 2001, I had a family member that was seriously injured in 9/11. And that kind of, in my head, just kind of kicked things up a notch. I knew that I needed to do a lot more. So I gave a lot more blood. I tried to do as much as I could. And then every time there was a mass shooting, I would try to come out and give more blood. Anytime there was a tornado or a hurricane or something, I knew that there was always going to be a need for more. It did, unfortunately, the last couple of years has gotten to the point where there's so many tragedies now, I wouldn't be able to do my allowable amount of blood donations. So I asked the great folks here at Delmarva, what can I do, how can I give more? And they mentioned platelets, and that was something I was really interested in because platelets can do a whole lot of things, but they did mention that it was also something that could help leukemia patients. And leukemia was always something that happened in my life early, not because of me, but when I was little, I played youth soccer. And there was one of my teammates who was diagnosed and was going to leukemia treatments. And little by little, I didn't know what leukemia was because I was a dumb kid, not much of a better adult. But I knew that any time the word leukemia would get mentioned, the parents would get very serious. So I knew that it was something. Little by little, he had to stop playing soccer because he was having leukemia treatments. Eventually, he came back and he played soccer. And his name is David Beckham. No, his name is not David Beckham. My teammate's name was Aaron. And Aaron immediately is what I thought of when they mentioned platelets. It just took me back to being this little guy. And so platelets I signed on for, and it was a great experience. And if you have a chance to sit and watch a movie, eat cookies, and side note, have you guys had the apple juice here? The apple juice here is better than anywhere else. It's colder and tastier, and if you haven't, you guys can go get some. I'll wait. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. 2 years ago, I was at a Philadelphia Union soccer game, and I met a little boy named Kieran. And Kieran was being celebrated at that night for beating cancer not once, but twice, by the age of 4 years old. Now, I have 2 little boys. Even the thought of them having to fight cancer at any age breaks my heart. Kieran's family not only had to think about this, but had to find that inner strength to live this. And not just once, but they had to do it twice. I mean, what do you say to a family that's had to endure so much? All I can do is just commend their strength. That's all you can do when a family's gone through something like that. And I also casually mentioned that I was a platelet donor. And at that moment, on the field in Philadelphia, everybody stopped. And one by one, the entire family came over and hugged me because it turned out that platelets is what kept Kieran alive. So that was 2 hours of my life. It was 2 hours of my life, and it gave this little guy a chance at his entire life. So that exact moment, after all those hugs, I went from a platelet donor to a platelet donor for life. Because not only can we donate and spread the word about how these donations can help, not because donating is a nice thing to do, but because of Aaron, for Kieran, for baby Maverick who's in the house, for maybe David Beckham. This is just 2 hours of our life, but it can give them the moment, and it can give them a big, bright, beautiful future that they all deserve. Thank you. Woo.
Tim didn't mention one other thing. You can probably see the entire Tim Carr collection while you're giving platelets on video, so that would be, there's another incentive right there. I'm thinking, no, we'll work on that, okay? All right? Thank you, Tim. Tim did mention one thing that I don't want the night to go by without just hitting home a little bit on this. And the fact is that when disasters hit, we used to see people come flying through the door to come and donate. But like when it's on a typical day where we just need to up our volume, you could roll a bowling ball through this place sometimes and not hit anybody. It seems to be that the minute you go, oh, there's a crisis, God bless you all, you come out and you do. But the thing is, there's a crisis every day. And that's the one thing I want you to take home with you. There's a crisis every day. Somebody's life is on the line every day. And what you do saves that life. Plus it keeps all our people in the lab and all our recruiters and all that. It keeps them busy too. So keep them working, right? Next we have St. George's Technical High School medical assisting teacher, and that's Linda Worth. Linda does an incredible job coordinating BBD's blood drives at St. George, and with her are 2 of her secret weapons. Student coordinators Ashley Smith and Rose Busmail. To see St. George's in action on a blood drive is truly a sight to behold. A very well-oiled machine. And William Penn, I got to tell you, watch your back, because they're looking to be the biggest blood drive in the state. So, Linda, Ashley, Rose, would you please come on?
Hello everyone, this is Wart, like Michael said, and this is my students here that are my coordinators for my blood drives at our school. We're pretty unique in the fact that we take it a little bit further because we are medical assisting students. So they actually get to work side by side with other healthcare professionals, which is very exciting because a lot of students don't get that opportunity. So we have future phlebotomists and medical assistants actually working with the people that they hope to aspire to be someday. So it's very exciting for the students to get that opportunity and to also, recruit their fellow classmates to come in and, give blood and see how it benefits others. So I do have them both here today, and they'd like to share some personal stories on how blood donation has affected both of them.
Hi everyone, like she said, my name is Rose. I go to St. George's and I'm one of the coordinators with Ashley Smith. First, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be here. It is truly a great experience. it's truly an honor to be a coordinator at St. George's because the fact that we get people to come and to be a donor is just truly a great experience. I absolutely love the environment here at the blood bank, not only because of these amazing people, but because of what they do for our community. I believe that the blood bank is very important and valuable for Delaware and our surrounding states. Without the donors, the blood bank and the blood bank in general, many lives will not be saved. I actually have to share a personal experience. One of my classmates named Maddie, her kidneys actually failed on her when she was really little, and her dad had to give her a kidney. And in her life, she has had 25 different surgeries and 1 blood transfusion. And she survived all of these not only because of her drive and her dedication and her ability to not give up, but because of the blood bank, because, like I said, she had a blood transfusion. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for the work that you guys do, and yeah, thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ashley, and sorry my voice is a little raspy right now. I'm kind of getting over a cold, so don't worry about that. But over the last year, being a coordinator with Rose and being able to work with the sport and all of the amazing people at the blood bank, it has been an amazing opportunity, and I'm just so grateful for this experience. All of the people who work at the blood bank are really the most amazing people that you're ever going to meet. They have a drive and a passion for helping the community and making sure that everyone gets blood. I just can't wait to see what's going to happen within the next year as we launch our summer blood drive.
Thank you, ladies. Now we get to John. Legendary platelet donor, the great John Manning, whose own face has appeared in a number of BBD advertisements over the years, plus you see him on Facebook constantly. Kind of a Facebook junkie to some degree. John just donated platelets for the 288th time last year. And of course, while he's doing that, what's he doing? He's on Facebook telling people, try it, you'll like it. With John Nanny on our side, how's it we fail? The dedication of this gentleman, not only in this organization, but he is a Rotarian extraordinaire. Has done so many different things in this community, but more than anything else, to this organization, he's a rock star. In addition to everything he's done already, John has also become one of BBD's platelet ambassadors as part of the initiative to replace and increase platelet donors. So John, would you come on up here for me?
It's a miracle. Hi. Well, try it if you like it. You know. Nobody likes to have a needle in their arm. But when it comes to donating platelets, even whole blood, it is truly a lifesaver. We have people here that will tell you about the life they saved. 2006, it was October 16th. I was told that I needed triple bypass. Had always had good cholesterol, triglycerides. They found that a sleep apnea, an undiagnosed sleep apnea, caused platelets to clog my arteries. Okay, I'll have the triple bypass. Waking up from the anesthesia, I hear my doctor say, "Oh no, we got to take him back in." One of the tube for the drainage had too much blood in it. They had to take me back in, open me back up, and I found out later that I needed 8 pints of whole blood and 4 units of platelets. So 12 people that day saved my life. And although I had been a sort of regular whole blood and sometimes platelet donor, that sort of solidified my, my reasoning for increasing and being so dedicated to platelets. Tim and Michael talked a lot about the way that it really helps. And what I would like you to do is, Mike talked about my Facebook. I find that Facebook has been a very, very positive tool for me. I can, in 10 posts, I can reach 20,000 Rotarians and 10,000 polio survivors. I'm a polio survivor. And so Facebook and then social media, really, there's some negatives, sometimes a lot of negatives. But what I'm going to ask you to do is go out there on if you have a Facebook page or you tweet, okay? Actually push for it and make people aware. For the first 3 or 4 years that I was donating blood, I never knew about platelets. I was up in New Jersey, different organization, and I was looking for ways of doing more, okay? And I didn't know about platelets. And I think there's a lot of whole blood people that don't know about platelets and would like to give more than every 56 days. Platelets only last on the shelf for 5 days, much different than whole blood. And there's an extreme shortage of platelets, and it saves lives. It saves babies, it saves people like myself who have operations, it saves cancer patients under chemotherapy. It kills a lot of cancer cells. It also kills good cells, including platelets. So a lot of the cancer patients need platelet donation and transfusions. So please go out on your social media and talk about the positive effects. We have an incredible number of people who can't donate blood or platelets. And only a small percentage of those who qualify to donate blood, whole blood, or platelets actually do. So make them aware of how important it is, and make them aware that they can make a positive impact and save lives. There's not a whole lot of things that you can do on a regular basis that saves lives. Donating whole blood and donating platelets saves lives. Thank you.
So, the Colonials are in the house. Where are you at? There you go. All right. William Penn High has been famous for holding the biggest high school blood drive in the state of Delaware for eons, it seems. The William Penn Drive is held over 2 days, draws about 300 donors. We can always count on them because, it's a big school. There's more than 2,000 students there. One of the 2 largest schools in the state, but perhaps more important, it's the dedication of Student Council Advisor Taylor Anderson and the students who helped run that drive, including Kirsten Sippers and Darren Reilinger. Colonials in the house, come on up and tell us your story.
Hi guys, my name is Taylor Anderson. I am a Spanish teacher at William Penn, and I'm also the faculty advisor for Student Council. These are just 2 of my amazing Student Council members. Like he said, William Penn puts on the largest high school blood drive in the state, which is really exciting for us. We also have a med lab program, so through our med lab program, students can become certified phlebotomists. And so participating in the blood drive, volunteering, it gives them the opportunity to see what they want to do and actually experience it, which is really exciting for them. It's really amazing to see how so many kids can come together for such an important purpose, at least from my perspective. Even kids who I don't know personally, or kids who really don't participate in a lot of stuff, to take the time out of their day just to make a difference in someone else's life is so exciting. Kirsten's going to talk a little bit about the student perspective.
Hi guys, can you hear me? I'm Kirsten, and I could have gave blood in the fall, but I did not. And hearing all the stories today made me kind of guilty of my fear of the needle. So I think when we have the blood drive, I'm going to donate. It's honestly amazing to see everybody who donates because it gives them the opportunity to be part of something that is larger than themselves. And coming from our school, which has about 2,500 students, most of them donate, and some of the kids I've never even seen before in the hall. And I'm like, wow, you're actually saving a life. And it makes me feel guilty because I'm so scared of it. But I just want to say thank you to everybody at the blood bank and Delmarva, because you guys are really saving lives, and hopefully I will too.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Ralph, the student council president at Williams High School. When it's time for the blood drive, it gets a little crazy. There's just a lot of stuff as far as getting people to come into the meetings, setting up for all the people coming through, but in the end it's all worth it because you never know who you end up saving. You could end up saving somebody next to you. So, and then all the preparation and stuff that it takes is really worth it. So thank you to all that participated.
I feel like I'm at the beach over here just walking. Okay, so you've heard from some of the folks who either donate their time or donate their arm, work hard for the blood drives, but now let's turn tables a little bit. Let's talk about the folks on the other side, those who have seen how this precious gift that you so willingly donate gets put to use. One of our favorite persons in all the world is Riley Janik. Riley is a 7-year-old girl fighting leukemia. With the courage of a lion. She has faced down her blood cancer with strength and tenacity, and was even able to return to school this year after a lengthy absence. So that's big for her. And whenever we think things might be tough, well, I just want you to stop for a minute and think of Riley. Kind of get your act in gear. Riley, come on up, please. All right.
Hi, my name is Riley. I'm 7 years old. I have leukemia. Every single day, another kid just like me gets told they have cancer. During my treatment, I have had to receive blood, platelets, and plasma. If it weren't for all the amazing donors who have come and given their time to make a donation, I and many kids with cancer wouldn't be here today. Thank you so much to everyone who has given blood products, especially platelets. Thank you for helping to save my life. Please continue to donate so you can help the countless other adults and kids who depend on you every day.
I want you to see something, okay? I want to show this. You guys could probably read this from the back, okay? That is, first of all, the neatest printing on paper I've ever seen in my life, so well done. Did you do that? Oh, okay. Well, listen, the next time I have to make a speech, can I come over to your house and have Mom print it out for me? So I can read it. You did a marvelous job. Thank you, Riley. How are you going to turn somebody like that down? How in God's name are you going to go home and going to go, I ain't going to do it. I heard about it. I ain't going to donate one. Right there, there's your best ambassador right there. But next up, we're not done yet. We have Camille Pringle. Camille's an amazing woman, held a hero drive for her late son, A.J. Moore. A.J. unfortunately succumbed to injuries he suffered on Easter weekend 2018. But if there was a silver lining to this tragedy, it was that Camille Pringle was happy at how Christiana Care did all it could to save his life. And to give back the blood he received via transfusions, Camille held a very successful hero drive in her son's memory on Good Friday last month. here at the Christiana Donor Center. Camille, would you come up, please?
Hello, everyone. Bear with me, I'm terrified of speaking in public.
They're all friends.
There's Tony snapping away. Then I'm Camille Pringle, and I organize a hero donation blood drive in memory of my son, Andrew A.J. Moore. My son was injured while trying to save a little girl, her mother, and her grandmother. His injuries led him to visit the trauma unit at Christiana Hospital. And this all happened over, actually last year, Easter Sunday. AJ and I had a wonderful day together. And, you know, he was a beautiful man. Now he's my angel. The nurses and doctors while he was at Christiana Hospital did absolutely everything to try to save AJ's life. I remembered when the doctors came to me and they said, my son was pronounced brain dead, but before he was pronounced brain dead, they gave him 19 units of blood and blood products. And I remember I was absorbing all this information all at the same time, and I thought, wow, 19 units of blood, all the people it must have taken to generate 19 units of blood and blood products. And in the moment of all the pain and sorrow, I was still grateful. I was grateful then, and I'm grateful now that the blood bank of Delmarva even exists to offer such life-saving measures. They really tried to give AJ the opportunity for survival. You know, unfortunately, he didn't survive, but the inspiration that it gave me to want to just continue and to do something loving in his memory. And I'm thinking, saving lives, donating blood, is such a wise and wonderful thing to do. I wrote a little thing, so I'm just going to read it so I won't stray away from the real message. So, when my son received 19 units of blood and blood products, I thought, oh my goodness, that's amazing. They really tried to give him a chance and an opportunity at survival. I also thought, what an amazing effort. What an amazing gesture of love, of community, of service, that people actually donated enough blood for my son to receive 19 units. I'm just grateful. AJ did not survive, but I am grateful. I hosted and organized a hero blood drive that took place on Good Friday of this year. It was definitely a wonderful success, and I appreciated bringing awareness to other people that may not even think that this is something they might ever want to do. It's so important to keep the blood on shelves. It's so important to give back to our community. It's the most selfless thing any one of us could ever do. It's just donating blood. Donating blood will definitely help save a life. My son gave his life, so in honor of his memory, I'm asking you to save a life in donating blood and other blood products. Give your best life to the blood bank of Delmarva here at Christiana.
Thank you, Camille. Now we turn to baby Hammer. September 3rd, 2018 was the date, celebrating Labor Day only to slowly find out by Friday of that week that out of the triplets born to Shane Simmons and Jason Painter at that holiday, only one baby boy had survived being born prematurely. Shane and Jason named their son Maverick Ford Painter. Boys, he lived up to his name. As he went through a number of surgeries, numerous blood tests, Maverick received several units of O-neck blood at Christiana Hospital and then at the Morzea Hospital for Children as well. Because of BBD's wonderful donors, Maverick's here today to celebrate the SBD launch with us. So Shane, Jason, and Maverick, could you please come?
All right, hopefully he cooperates. As he explained, my name is Shane, I'm normally known as Maverick's mom. And we gave birth to triplets last year on Labor Day. They were delivered at 25 weeks. So within 48 hours, we lost our son and our daughter. Maverick, he was, I believe, 4 or 5 years old. When his platelet count was in serious jeopardy. So I feel as though we got overeducated. I've been in the fire department 15 years. Our fire departments were doing blood drives, you know. The town we live in did a blood drive. People constantly are still coming to this place to donate. Maverick received multiple blood transfusions throughout his, 8 total, throughout his time in the hospital. He had 2 surgeries. He got herpes strep, which can take kids out. He got that twice, which he had to be transfused every time. And we're just forever grateful to everybody that donates, everybody that thinks about donating. You need to go do it. The only reason our son is here is to help with it. So we want to thank everybody for their love and support, everybody that shared his story, everybody that shared the news broadcast. Thank you, and it did so much greatness for the blood bank as well. He's 13 pounds and 8 months old.
Well, I don't know how you follow that, or I think there's other stories, but my name's Jonathan. I work for Senator Carper's office. The senator is down in Washington today, so unfortunately he couldn't be here. But he is a huge supporter of the blood bank. He donates twice a year, I believe. I don't have the statistics on me. Tony usually gives them to me. But we also love the summer blood drive. So thanks to everybody here for the work you guys do. We love participating. It's so much fun and it's great work. So thank you so much for having me.
That was very unfair to duty. I'm sorry. have to follow that. All right, so let's recap here real quick. We've heard a number of different stories from people who do actually donate. Then we heard 3 incredible stories from people who became recipients of those donations. So when you started off before, when I asked everybody if you're a donor, raise your hand. Okay. We didn't see all the hands go up, and I understand there's reasons behind that. But you're here, and something brought you here. All right. For some reason, you're here supporting somebody else. Whatever it is, whatever the reason is behind it. Find somebody who can. Talk to friends, talk to neighbors, it's a great conversation starter. You have somebody you haven't really talked to in the neighborhood or whatever. Hi, how you doing? This. By the way, you donate blood? Just, I'm serious. I'm a privileged guy. Ask him. Because, and I did this when I did marketing here for the longest time. Most people don't donate because nobody asks them to. How sad is that? Nobody asks them to say they don't donate. So you know what? Let's reverse that trend. Ask them, please. Find out if they do. And if they don't, why? Afraid of needles? I think the funniest ones are the ones that have 14 piercings all over them and go, oh man, I don't like needles. Really? Yeah? Okay. So, but listen, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for helping us kick off this Summer Blood Challenge. Again, it goes all the way through September 11th. So please Plenty of time to do it, and believe me, summer is the toughest time because we know you'll walk out of here today. Tomorrow you're thinking about, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend's coming up. I've got all kinds of plans. We're going to barbecue. We're going to forget about the blood bath. And it's easy to do it. I did it when I worked here, for crying out loud. Got vacations coming up, you got whatever, but carve out a little bit of time to come down and donate during the summer. It would be greatly appreciated. That does conclude our ceremony. Again, thanks for coming. There is food left, right, and there's, in the true tradition of a Delawarean, there's border ice here. And there's both kinds. There's red and the other. So, get a little of that, get a little taste of summer before you leave. Have a great summer. Thank you so much for being here. God bless. Have a good night.